Alrighty. Salutations, everyone. It's a pleasure to be back. Earlier than I expected, would you believe that certain elements of the day once again changed for me? You'd almost think I was in some way capable of being consistent. But Jesus, that is an impossibility, and foolish on you for thinking that it would be. But with that being the case, I believe today is the day where we continue on with our save. We continue on to see how we end up doing with the mighty Real Madrid. And we see, furthermore, more importantly, how the mighty Manchester United do against Nottingham Forest. The team that's out actually isn't that bad of a team, to be fair. I am a bit shocked, to be frank, that it's Lenny Yoro that is the main defender that came back. I know that both Harry Maguire and Lenny Yoro were meant to be back today, but I am honestly a little shocked that Lenny is the one that's in the starting squad. I don't mind it. I think he hasn't gotten off to the best of starts, to be honest. But at the same point in time, I think he is a fantastic player, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he ends up doing. He looks like he has the potential to be brilliant. I am ecstatic for it. And because I ended up coming on early, I'll be watching it whilst playing here and just enjoying the crack with everyone. As Skull said there, we since the start of the year, United haven't lost a single game of the 10 games that they've had. So we'll see what ends up happening. It'll be interesting to see what ends up happening. I like the squad that's out there. Onana in goal. Diego Dalot on the right. Lenny Yoro as the right centre-back. Matthias de Ligt as the centre. Mazraoui as the left. Patrick Dogu as the left. Manuel Agate with Casemiro. Alejandro Garnacho and Bruno. And Xerxes up front. I will say, kind of surprised Rasmus isn't starting, especially considering the confidence he exuded over the international break. I would have started him. Because of that confidence. I'm afraid you might have crushed that confidence. But with that being said, he's on the bench. Sekou Kone is on the bench as well. And in a move that confuses me, they played Obi Martin last night for the under-21s. So he's not on the bench. Konu and Collier are on the bench and probably will end up getting on. I wonder if Mason Mount will get any minutes today. I'd like to see it. And Belinder is coming back from injury, so that's going to be an interesting spice to the equation. Will Belinder play in the Europa League versus Lyon? There's an interesting kettle of fish for you. But I'm looking forward to today. I've said it since the international break as well, Enter. I actually think we might win today. I think there's a good chance we might win today. But we'll see. It's not a bad team we've put out there. Nottingham Forest have a fairly good team out now, to be fair to themselves as well. But with that being said, we'll see if the curse of Anthony Elanga comes to affect us again. The few times he has played against us, he has played phenomenally well. They got two strong defenders, which Xerxes might be better physically holding up the ball. I'm not sure, to be honest, but we'll see. It's interesting. I'm just saying it's interesting. I'm not saying that it's wrong, the decision that Amarin has gone with here. I don't mind either of the two of them being in the position of which they are in. I just personally, with the confidence that he's in, would have played Rasmus, because confidence can be diluted insanely quickly. And him having the confidence now means that he could end up coming on like a bull. Now, with that being said, dropping him also means he could come on like a bull, but we'll see. Because Rasmus is bigger than people give him perspective for. He just hasn't been as big of a brute as he should be.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Did I watch the international games over the weekend? Yes, I did.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar.
It makes anyone want to get up and get their knees going. Gotta get them pumping, pumping. Boom, 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 boom.
That took a surprising amount of time to come in. Cool. I mean, at this point, hey, if I get a single viewer on the YouTube, maybe I'll end up starting to get annoyed by that, my friend. But enter, I won't know until tomorrow evening, and I'll message you straight away the minute I know. Okay? So as soon as I know, I'll give you a message, but it'll be tomorrow evening when I know, unfortunately. But I'll let you know then. But as for the weekend matches, yes, I watched Fulham play. Woo. Absolutely shite. So if Arsenal don't wallop Fulham 10 ways to Sunday tonight, whew, I die. I don't know. The Ballers League match, I didn't get a chance to watch it, no. I did, however, end up seeing the wonderful commentary that Mark Goldbridge ended up giving when the ball ended up hitting the box, where he basically equivalated that sound to being shot by like JFK. Oh, Christ. But I do have to give an actual watch to the Ballers League. It does actually seem like a bit of fun, to be fair to it. But I haven't had a chance to actually go and give it a watch. I mean, it seems it, to be fair. The nice little twists and the whole lot to it, it seems to be a good way to end up doing it. Well, like, there is a market for more arcade football. So you might as well do it. Arcade esports is not a bad idea, and popularizing the same thing as a fun way of going about it isn't a bad way to do it either. There's a reason why Misfits Boxing works. Because people enjoy the idea of people that are slightly above them in their station getting into something and playing it well. And knowing that in theory they could do it, even though they'd never be able to, no one would be fit enough to do that. Like, the Ballers League is just funny because of the people that are involved with it. And the big population of the Ballers League is just the fact that there are people that are popular in it. Oh, I ain't big enough to get on a Misfits card yet, but I can guarantee you that when I am, I'll knock them SOBs out. I'll praise to the world and I'll go shucky ducky quack quack. For anyone that gets that reference, fair play to you. To anyone that doesn't, I'm sorry, but I will end up going a shucky ducky quack quack. And no, that reference actually has nothing to do with the great duck god. It's just a really good coincidence. Yeah, there's something, like, to be fair, you have to get it up and running before you get an actual proper set of people in there. Like, I'm actually kind of surprised that, I know he was on commentary, but I'm actually kind of surprised that Goldbridge wasn't one of the managers, to be honest. Well, I can't comment on what it is that you'd need me to do if you don't tell me what it is you'd need me to do, Skull. So you might as well, in the great words of one of the best movies of all time, Ford versus Ferrari, and I love this so bloody much, it's the reason why I do it all the time, would you please expand? That is such a really good way. It's such a fucking arsehole-ish way, too, to get someone to say, bloody give me more information. Just say expand. Like, it is such an arsehole way to get someone to fucking give you more information. Ooh, enter. How much is he now? I'm not doing FPL this year, so I actually don't know the price profiles. If he is above 8.5 million quid, then yes, it's a mistake to put him in your FPL. If he's 8.5 million quid or less, then I'd say he's going to perform good today. I suspect he's going to get an assist today. That might be the height of what he gets today, though, but I suspect he's going to get an assist today. It seems like one of those games where everyone is going to come out of the guns firing on all cylinders. But for him in particular, I'm not 100% sure he'll score. I know he's had a good record in, I think it's the last 6 games he's been in. He's scored in each one of them. But I don't suspect he's going to score in this one. There's just something about this one that makes me think he's not going to score. We're going to try with the youth. And we'll make the sub later on if we need to. So we're going to go with this, which is a fairly strong team, to be fair to it. But let me check my rota, because the schedule's too tight that I won't. 3 days, and it's against Leipzig. This might be too strong, considering Leipzig is their next game. So if we put Morgan there... Yeah, we can go Warren Emery there, Morgan here, and Wahed there. No, we'll go with Edmund Adams. Even though it's not the position we've been training him in, we'll go with Edmund Adams to get him fitness more than anything else. And I think this is a good enough squad for this particular game. And then we'll go into the RB Leipzig game in good spirits and fire. I mean, Bruno has been phenomenal this season. But, like, this is the sad, sad truth. And no one wants to admit it. The really sad thing about it is... if the world was fair... and the stat profiles proved themselves to be accurate, United's performance stats state they should be around 6th or 5th. The fact that they're 13th is an anomaly of just insane, incredible bad luck in certain respects, and just an insane showcase of how everyone in the league has been performing good, you know? Like, this has been... depending on how you look at it, either a really good season or a really bad season, depending on how you look at it. Like, United have performed over the odds of where they should be. They've just had a couple of players who have performed lower than what they should be. Like, what's phenomenal to me is in the start of the season, and I remember reading this stat and I couldn't fucking understand how. I think in the start of the season, United were... like, what was it? We lost a couple of our first games, didn't we? Let me go back and look. So match day 1, we won. Yeah, Brighton, Liverpool, Palace, Tottenham, Villa, and West Ham. So all of them games were in the first 9 games that ended up coming true. And this is where stats make no fucking sense to me. Onana, technically speaking, throughout those 9 games was the best goalkeeper in the league. All of the games I mentioned there were games that United lost or drew. But Onana, in terms of the stats, was the best goalkeeper in the league. If the stats follow up what should have been the result of the score, the goalkeeper should have kept us above where we were. Which is big. But, like, that's the thing about it. It's been a weird situation of Ten Hag... and to me, I seen it at the start of the season. I thought that if he was given the season and the injuries didn't happen that ended up happening that he needed, I think this would have been a good season. I think the loss of Luke Shaw and the no replacement of Luke Shaw buried both Ten Hag and Amrin really, really quickly. Patrick Dagu's been doing well, but the loss of a good, solid defender on that left-hand side has been the principal factor that has sank our season. Honestly, in my opinion. I think that's the thing that ended up sinking the ship. And I think that's what got Ten Hag sacked. That and his stubbornness not to drop Rashford. You know? Also, you never answered, Skull. Why would you need me to get the hair clippers? Would you cut my hair off? It's like if I was to do something like the Misfits, I actually would end up cutting my hair off. But for an entirely different reason. The goatee off. Okay. But no, like, well, for me, I'd be going bald for one specific reason. You have to give me 1 second now while I get it. Put that there. Okay, fair enough. We want it here. Oh, don't worry, I'll show you. You just have to give me a second. I need to put it up. This would be why. I love that you can't see it at all, thanks to the way that it's ended up healing up. But like, just to scare the living, just to put a wee bit of character onto your face and potentially end up making someone look scared. But yeah, that'd be the reason. I have a slight little cutout here that you can end up seeing of it, but yeah. I got that via the intimate relationship with a rock and a seaside. But that's the weird thing about United. United have just been disbelief of the season because everything that has just gone wrong for them in a way that they shouldn't. It's kind of like Liverpool last season. Liverpool played far better than was it 7th or 8th Liverpool got last season? Like, they were better than that until their defense literally fell into shit. But like, in general, they were better than that anyway. That wasn't a good showcase of Liverpool at all last season. Same way as it wasn't a good showcase of Chelsea. Also, here's something for you too. And Amanda isn't here, so I probably will mention it again if she ends up popping in. But I was talking to someone about it there, and we were talking about Chelsea. And we were saying, what do Chelsea end up needing? And I said to them that since the start of the season, I believe that Chelsea are a goalkeeper and a striker away from winning the league. And he turned around to me and says he agrees with one caveat, because they need one more thing. They need one more thing. They can make this themselves, so they don't need to buy for it. However, I would buy for it. Okay? He thinks they need a captain. And he thinks that Enzo Fernandez potentially could end up becoming that captain, but he needs another couple of years to end up doing it. Maybe Moise Caicedo either. But he thinks they need a captain. So what he would end up doing is he would go and he'd offer 20 million quid to Ajax and bring Jordan Henderson in. Which, honestly, I can't really disagree with him. I don't think he'd improve their midfield in any way. In fact, he'd probably make it worse. But as a captain, he might actually do what you need him to do. I mean, they're after getting away with the financial fair play restrictions. Oh, Sabazai, that should have been a goal. I love the way they got away with it too, because the way that Chelsea got away with the financial fair play restrictions basically gives United an out. Because United's women's football team is worth more than Chelsea's football team. So them selling the women's football team to themselves for 200 million quid means that United could probably end up doing it for 5. Oh, beautiful from Ymir. Oh, beautiful from the 20-year-old. So there was more to it than just selling the women's football team, because they sold a couple of internal assets and other bits and bobs to it. But to be fair to it, it's a ridiculously cute way to get around the financial fair play restrictions. And even though, as I agree with you, they are a disgrace of a football club, but even with that, you have to admire getting around the financial fair play restrictions in that manner. Now, they might still be fucked for UEFA. Also, this goalkeeper, how the fuck did he sell that? I mean, for Chelsea, it can't. The way that they've ended up doing it, because they're two entirely different companies under the same social umbrella. It is a way you're allowed to get around it, you know? And to be honest, it's more lucrative for the women's game anyway for it to be on its own, and it is a way of showcasing diversity and inclusion and all those fucking parameters that an awful lot of people on the left or inside of politics like. So the government won't end up doing anything. The English government or any government won't end up doing anything about it, because it's a way of making the women's game look more flashy in terms of stats and numbers and the whole lot than anything else. So for that reason alone, this won't come back to bite them in the arse. But we'll see what happens with the rest of it. Well, no. The way City are being done is because City lied about advertisement revenues. They're entirely different kettle of fishes. This one was internal assets that they ended up owning. 145 of City's revenue points is the fact that in a year where the club made a profit of 60 million quid, they ended up making a revenue stream of 600 million is what ended up happening in one of the particular years. So the club itself, without the advertisement connective tissues, would have made something like 60 million quid. With the revenues put through advertisements and all that, its revenue increased to 600 million. So the 10x the revenue of the club via an advertisement stream that makes no sense. You can sell whatever the fuck you want and make the money that way. So, But like, they're not buying it back. And whoever said they're buying it back is actually lying. They're not buying it back. They just sold it to a company that they own. So, like, it's no longer under male Chelsea Football Club assets. If they did buy it back, then there'll be a lawsuit brought up against them. Ooh, penalty. Oh, I want the kid to take the penalty. Ooh, Sabozlai is actually one of the better ones to take it. Warren Emery. Oh, Foston's actually not that bad. So who do we go with? Do we let the kid take it, or do we let Foston take it? Screw it, let's give Foston a bit of confidence. He might end up failing, but fuck it. We're winning 2-0, so who cares? I mean, you're probably right, unfortunately, Skull. But I don't really agree with financial fair play anyway. If you can make the fucking money, I think you should be allowed to spend it. I know it's I know the reasoning why people turn around and say that financial fair play is a thing is because it screws the the lower teams. But that isn't happening. The reason why financial fair play was brought in isn't happening now. Before, it was a case of it was brought in because people were ripping asunder the smaller teams and buying their squads. That's not happening now because 90% of a good 80% of the players are foreign. Very, 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 very rarely do you see any of the Premier League squads ripping the Championship anymore. In fact, it's more the Championship are ripping League 1 and League 2. Dominic, what a signing. So Bosley's done really well for us since we signed him. I mean, he's 32, so like he's old, but like he's done really, really well for us since we signed him. Okay, the United game is about to start, so that's... My stream will be behind ye, but screw it. Shit. Why do I keep doing this? Yep, so this is the one. Yeah, it's not doing anything, so it's, in my opinion, it's a waste of time. I don't think it should be there anymore. It would also stop the likes of our schmucks whinging that that's the reason why they can't do anything. Bunch of lying pricks. I prefer if you were just honest and told us why you're not able to do anything instead of trying to make up a belief that that's the reason. Nice shot. Okay, the game is ahead. Nice. My stream isn't working. I accidentally wore the actual jersey that we're playing today. I actually didn't realize it'd be this jersey we were doing. Okay, hold the phone. Everything happening at the one time. We have advertisements now, so I will just do this for that, and then this for that, and we'll wait for them to come true before we continue on. Fucking Lord. Okay, interesting. Yep, FFP is doing nothing. PRSR, the bigger problem. They should be stepping in, said no. It's only another way for getting owners pump money back in and spend it. Okay, and the advertisements are now finished, so we can do that. We're back to our fun here. And happy out. Interesting. Very interesting. Garnacho. We're moving, maybe it's me, but we seem to be moving faster than we have been in the last couple of weeks. Lee turns around, so Bosley. Ooh, that's unfortunate. I'm going into my last year with Madrid that I planned. And how is it looking? Are you making any big signings? Did it go the way that you wanted to? Have you Mbappe back on loan? Finished the way you started with Mbappe in the squad. Horse manure. Genuine horse manure. What a crap goal to give up. Ooh! Jesus, I might be wrong on Bruno. Fuck me. That was a really good shot. He should not be given that much space. Holy shit. Ah, we have an arse. Okay. Cool. Gone. God, I hate bots. Anyway, 4-1 is not a bad result. We done well. Again, a half efficiency on our target rate, which isn't great. But at the same point in time, we have possession in the whole lot, so that's what you want to see. And we're going into our game versus RB Leipzig. Oh, for fuck's sake. The fucking Alanga curse. Jesus Christ. That's amazing. That's genuinely amazing. That's genuinely amazing. I can't believe that. Oh, that's a world-class run. Holy shit. Genuinely, like... Already crouched down. And you can see it in all of their faces already. They're already deflated. That is bonkers. Has there been any more information coming out about it, Skull? Because I haven't seen anything more about it yet. I know in Mexico they're saying it should be November. But, I haven't heard anything new. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. Until we end up hearing from Sega about it, I'm not going to assume anything. I'm going to wait and see what ends up happening. I still think that the company could. I still think Sports Interactive could end up being shut down. Oh well, they're never not going to continue. Even if the company got sold down, they're never not going to continue to sell 24. It's just a matter. Will they update 24? I fucking doubt it. I think like we'll see. Like we'll see what ends up happening. I think. I genuinely I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if the worst comes or if they announce it tomorrow morning. But we'll see what ends up happening. I'm playing it by ear until I hear from Sports Interactive themselves what they're doing. Because anyone who says anything before that is smoking the copium, in my opinion. I doubt it. You can still go back and buy the other ones now. Why would they do that? Like, I'm almost positive you go on to Steam now, you can buy some of the other FMs. Ooh, congratulations, Katie. Have you anything exciting planned for your birthday? Oh no, so they only have the editors still up for purchase. Yeah, that makes sense. And then that will end up bringing it to the actual page itself. Okay. Notice at the request of the publisher is unlisted. Okay, fair enough. Okay, you're right. You're right about that. That's stupid. That's genuinely stupid. I guess that means someone that has a hard drive with all of those games is looking sweet. What type of takeaway? We're going to have to go down this delve now and see how it ends up going. What type of takeaway will you end up having for your birthday, Katie? No, I heavily disagree with that, to be honest. In my opinion, there's no reason ever to delist a game. Ever. I don't think it should be allowed. I genuinely don't think it should be allowed. It's a practice I heavily disagree with. And always have. I don't think any company should end up doing it, to be honest. Just that goal has put such a hamper on this fucking performance because we haven't performed bad in these first 10 minutes. First one in 2, 3, 4 days tomorrow. Sorry, I've lost a bit on what that ends up meaning, Katie. What do you mean by first one in 2, 3, 4 days tomorrow? Oh, your first takeaway. Fair enough. Fair enough. But what are you gonna have? And that's a very nice reign to end up having, to be honest. If you were that much of a dipshit and I mean this honestly, if you are that much of a dipshit that you can't read the difference between Football Manager 24 and Football Manager 26, you deserve, especially considering it'll come up multiple times telling you if the game that you're buying before you put in all of your details, you deserve to have purchased the wrong one. Honestly. In my opinion, like... It's been a while since I've had it now as well, to be fair. Eduardo Camavinga and Jude, because Warren is tired. We'll play Gay. And Szoboszlai played well. So we'll put Szoboszlai up there and go with Vinicius here. Then we go with Ardguller there. And I guess we'll go with Enric up front. Or do we go with Oscar? Oscar kind of deserves it. Be fair to the poor bastard. Yeah, that's the squad we'll go with. Fuck it, we'll go with Oscar. God damn it, Xerxes, you're very deep. Your Xerxes playing like Harry Maguire, or not Harry Maguire, like Harry Kane at the moment. He's very fucking deep. Oh! Oh, god damn it. That's unfortunate. So what type of takeout would you end up having? Like for me, we have an establishment in up in the Connacht, in the area I am, known as the Four Lanterns, which ends up having nice food and a whole lot of... If I was to eat takeout, which I haven't in a long time, that's probably where I'd end up going. That, or I'd end up going to McDonald's. Just for the McFlurry, to be honest. I never understood why Bruno takes the corners. The free kicks I understand, the corners I never really understood. Okay, is that out? Cool, out for another corner. It is a really nice blue kit, this. It is a gorgeous kit, to be fair. Oh god, I forgot that RB Leipzig was Pep Guardiola. Shit. I mean, I don't think we've had any bad players at the moment. Oh god, Leipzig are dressed up like Barcelona. We're probably going to lose as a result. I'd say back when I did have takeout the majority of the time, just a curry chip and a good burger was always it. That or I go for a dinner box with just 3 breasts of chicken. Well, it's meant to be 3 breasts of chicken. One of it is always a leg. Oh, that's so unlucky. So unlucky. That should have been a goal. And there goes the goal. Nice work by... Oh, god damn it. How did you get nutmegged? Fuck me. Good work, De Ligt. Ooh. 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 This place is nice. Whoever took those photos feel fucking proud. Wow. It began in India. Fucking blog piece. Beautiful. That is a beautiful website, and that is beautiful food. Although their locations page is a bit shit, considering it doesn't actually tell you any of the locations. Oh, it's registered. Oh, this is a new spot, Katie. They've only registered the trademark in 2025. Day 6, huh? Interesting. We're 2-0 up against RB Leipzig. That's nice. That's a really nice looking spot. We're making fucking Seller do his job. I'll tell you that. Or whatever the name of that goalkeeper is. Fucking unlock, you prick. What is the name of that goalkeeper? Celis. We're making Celis do his job. I'll tell you that for sure. Four shots on target. 4 shots, 2 on target to their 1. Okay, then this link is... Ooh. Epic Nan rules. Minimum of €9, 150, 9 sterling, 150 delivery. 150 delivery is not bad now. It's a shame I can't put that in. It'd end up making me go across the ocean. When you count how many days you had not had a takeaway, for me, part of me thinks you should just eat some. Do you want to, Duck? You're one of those wonderful specimens that just have a body of perfection that you don't need to worry about such things as girth or weight or sluggishness or fat or any of that shit. So you're one of the lucky few that ends up having to go through that stuff. Mine is a constant worry between is it worth the fucking extra weight I'm gonna put onto my ass. And the likelihood that I'm gonna break this fucking seat. How are you doing today, my friend, anyway? How is your Tuesday treating you? United are 1-0 down 20 minutes in, although have been the better team. Funnily enough. God damn. God, Elanga, fuck. What did Nuno Espirito Santo do to Elanga? Like, seriously, what the fuck did he do to Anthony Elanga? Like, Elanga showed sparks of potential when he was with United. I didn't think it was a good thing to sell him, at least without a buyback clause. I think it was right to sell him. I think there comes a point in time where you need to sell your players when they hit 21 to 23, but always sell them with a buyback clause. Always. If we do it again in the future, always sell them with a fucking buyback clause. Like how vegans all will tell you that they're vegan. Nothing against them, so long as they don't force their ideals on my way of eating. I mean, that's just the general way of life, isn't it, Duck? As long as you don't interrupt my eating, I'll fuck me, Ard. As long as you don't interrupt my general way of eating, the two of us will be sound. You joke about that, Skull, but I wonder. For some of these players, you'd have to think maybe there's something that buffs them up or does that. Or maybe they just did get the proper regimen. Maybe it was something that ended up helping them with that. I'm joking, like it... But what would make you say that? I don't know. I don't know enough about him in the off-season to be able to comment on it. I hate that type of stereotype because footballers genuinely are some of the most... Like, it's not an easy job at all, and it's fucking atrocious to end up doing. Katie, no bother whatsoever. It was a pleasure to have you back in. Thank you so much for coming in. Hopefully, wish us luck for the United game. Until the next time, my friend, make sure your crack is 90. Slán go fóill. And remember, most importantly of all, out of everything we do, Pog Mahone. Don't get mad at me because it's an offer you know you want to accept in the back of your cold, dead heart. I was talking to someone who went to... Oh no, we need to do this in the voice. We need to do this in the voice. Was talking to someone who went to a restaurant. And someone of their bitching cause it was Ed. Or the equivalent. And they were offended. They were eating near a dude. It's a fucking restaurant. You walk through the door, jackass. 3 months off and take a month for it. You get it out of your system if they know it. I suppose it would. There's a ways of doing it. I'm not going to deny that it's not a thing in football. Just specifically for Elanga, I don't know. I wouldn't know the guy well enough to know any comments about it, and I haven't heard anything myself. It wouldn't shock me if anyone in football was on the roids because it is such an intensively strong game to end up coming down to it. But just to poke someone out like that without any actual proof as to why they were end up doing it is something in theory, it's an okay concept, but Jesus, we're walloping these fuckers. This might be a good sign for when we go up against Atletico and Barcelona. Hopefully, this walloping ends up staying the form. I know I've no reason to be worried about it, but even there, when Onana was passing the ball out from the back, the little bounce on his foot when he tucked the ball fucking worries the shite out of me because it just felt like, piss off. Piss off! Garnacho done fucking nothing there. It's not Garnacho's fault that the dipshit ended up going in for a tackle when he turned the ball. Like, he had the ball. He even hit the ball. That's horseshit. That's genuine horseshit. Where little Anga went to a school not far from me. Somewhere in Hyde, I believe. Wouldn't be surprised. Oh, he's wearing... No wonder he's wearing the fucking small shin guards, dipshit. We're having this conversation again. Those fucking shin guards should be banned from the fucking game. What a load of fucking bollocks. Wearing the short shin guards. I'd almost wish he broke his leg for wearing those fucking shin guards. Honestly, I hate them with a fucking passion. With a passion. I despise those bastards. It's a shame Up isn't here, because I'd fucking love to ask him if in the coaching that he's been doing, whether or not they allow those shin guards in, because I, honest to God, believe they should be banned from every fucking football club in the goddamn world. I honestly mean it. They're a fucking disgrace. And that's me sugarcoating it. That's me being nice. Whoever came up with those mini shin guards, fucking... Ugh. I know they're more comfortable in the whole lot, but fuck comfort for something as important as your goddamn shins. Well, what do you think about it, Skull, if you work in sports performance? Like, what do you think of the idea of them small shin guards? Oh, nice. I've only been in England once in my life. And I was in England when I needed to get the flight over to Clash of the Castle in Cardiff. So I was in the city next to Cardiff because it cost too much money to go into Cardiff. Oh no, I lie. I was in. I done a transfer at one point in time in the fucking, what's the name of the England airport that's currently being shut down because of the fire? Houston? No. You know the one I'm on about anyway. Why am I having a brain fart in that fucking thing? It's not Stanford. Heathrow, that's it. God, I will say, Forest are very fucking fragile. But that should have been a goal too. But Sells ran straight into Euro's foot. Is that on Euro? I mean, I could understand if that was given a yellow card. I don't think it was, but I could understand if it was. Anyway. These woke people, they wouldn't make it into professional sports of shin kicking. Don't know if that's a sport, but it is a thing. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if it was a sport. Considering, technically speaking, slap is a sport now. You know, the to someone's face is a sport now. It wouldn't shock me if shin kicking was a sport as well. They fill their trousers with hay and grab each other. Okay, whatever you're into, Duck, I'll leave you to your own devices. I won't comment. Oh, Leipzig it had their best player get injured. Poor bastards. Carlos asked to be recalled. Ooh. Yes, recall him. Yeah, like their best in the last minute too. Their best player got injured. Poor bastards. The smaller ones is good for movement, but I believe it causes more injuries. Yeah, like there's on Talk Sport there. Fuck it. It was on with Simon Jordan and Jim White back in, I think it was October or November. There was this 16-year-old kid who had his leg broken in 3 spots and would be out for at least a year because of the shin pad, because it didn't have the support. Like, whatever about these adults where their bodies are fully formed and their bodies are fully formed and they have more solidity in those types of those areas of the body. I genuinely think they should be banned there. Like, the fact that kid is after getting such a brutal injury that wouldn't have happened if he was wearing proper shin pads is a joke. Okay. We have been by far the better team in this game, by the way. We just look like we would. It just unfortunately looks like Sells has a good control over us, and that our strikers are just being a bit too trigger happy. Gravy wrestling, however, is simply... What the fuck is gravy wrestling? How have I not known about gravy wrestling? Why has this never been brought to my attention before? When is the next event? The next World Gravy Wrestling Championship will be held on August 25th, 2025 at the Rosen Bowl in Stakestead, Lancashire. Holy shit, this has been a thing since 07. In all of that time, there's only been 2 back-to-back winners. Joe Hicks, one of the best to ever do it. And Roxy Afera, who ended up winning it back-to-back. Doc, you don't know what you have started. You don't know what you have started. You have awoken the beast in me. I need to find out more about Gravy Wrestling. In my free time, I'm going to end up searching, see if I can end up finding any videos on Gravy Wrestling. Holy shit. Oh, shite. United's biggest problem. Our number one problem all season is about to happen. We've conceded a motherfucking corner. Phone unlock, you stupid bastard. Oh, so you're a fancy bastard. You're a fancy bastard, Duck. You live in Lancashire. Anyways, let's continue on for now. Oh yeah, I was meant to end up seeing the United situation. Who are you? So, yeah, so I don't actually care about... You. Dennis still there, Innocent is there. Okay, so their last game was a 7-1 versus Napoli. How shit are Napoli? Not that shit. Hoyland with his hat-trick. Mount. Fernan Torres from Barcelona. Jesus, has been with United for a long time. Fair enough. I'm about to go into my 6th season at FC Ochlik, having never lost a domestic home game all season. I am... Which club did Jose Mourinho do that with? Oh, no. Okay, Jesus, I was wondering, did he score again? Don't do that to me. Don't play random clips when I haven't been paying full attention to the fucking game. You arseholes. Arseholes. And Arsenal are 1-0 up versus Fulham as well. Happy out to them. Ooh. On loan. Interesting. I mean, it's insane. I do think it's kind of insane, the level of mystique that is dropped from Jose Mourinho, and I don't think it's fair. I know he plays a rather defensive styling, but he is still a phenomenally good manager. Like, the shit that he performed out of United and Tottenham when he was with them was actually fairly good. No, it's in Forest. Like, I think Jose should be given more respect than he is. Even now, to be honest. Ooh. Nottingham Forest player might be out with an injury. He can't put his foot fully down. If this was if he was a horse, he'd be shot. Aneta or whatever his name is. Did he explain to you why he finished early? Your boss. Oh. Actually, I think Mazraoui should have taken a shot there. They should just put him down. He's useless without being able to walk. That was kind of my joke, Skull. Just put a bullet in the back of the head. Do an old yellow to him. Xerxes in the wrong position in there. You know, funnily enough, with the way United are playing, I actually think we would have been better with Rasmus on the pitch. Just based on the match that we've seen so far, I actually think with Rasmus on the pitch we would have been better. Xerxes been playing grand, but he's been in the, not in the wrong position, but he hasn't been in the right position at all this game. It's not fair to say he's been in the wrong position, because everywhere that he's been has been sound, if you get me. But he hasn't been in a good position all game. He's been just slightly off. Now, it's been unlucky because an awful lot of the opportunities that have come around to him haven't been, like, expected opportunities. But you'd still want to be in the right position for them, if you get me. I want to know, because if it was for football, you need to finish that thought there, Duck. You'll need to expand. But did Southampton make 2 subs? Or not Southampton, Nottingham. They did. Why did they take off Why did they take off Danilo? Why did they take off Danilo? Weird. Huh. What do you think it is? Do you think it's his ACL? I don't know. He's putting more pressure on it than I think he's putting enough pressure on it for it not to be his Achilles now. The fact that he's up straight at all for the Achilles makes it seem like he has enough pressure on it. But it wouldn't shock me if it was the Achilles. Like, it could just be a bruised Achilles. I don't think it's definitely not broken if it's the Achilles. But I don't know. I don't know. He looked like he could at least, like, he'd put his foot onto the ground and then kind of limp. So, like, he was still able to put pressure on the foot. He just wasn't able to put it down fully. So it doesn't look like it's a fucking asshole. Yates is an asshole. Should get a card for that. Yeah. Again, I don't know. You'd know more than me. I'm not medically inclined at all. So it's not really fair for me to comment. So I don't really know. What game do we have after Granada, by the way? Granada, then we have... What? Why do we've almost a month off. Okay, so we can play as strong as we fucking want to against Granada. Fine. We don't have Loeb or any of our youth here that need to end up getting time. So I think we'll go with Jude down there, Morgan here, Kang Lee here, Evandro is back, so we'll go with Evandro there. I could play Sabazlai, and there wouldn't be anything wrong with doing so, but I actually think we're going to go with Edmund. We're going to go with Foston. And up front, we're going to again go with... We're going to go with Marco. Jesus, are we making 4 subs, or are they just warming up? Collier, Eriksson, Hoyland. And who else was it? We're warming up there. I didn't see who the other one was, but Collier, Eriksson, and Hoyland were definitely warming up there. We're hardly making 3 subs already. I was gonna say, if you gave that to them, that'd be awfully fucking light. How have you not been given a fucking... Ay, ay, ay. Seriously, God, this ref is like... I don't know if Forest have been like this all season, but they are fucking paper. Genuinely, they're paper. If you touch them, it's like a breeze into coming down and the fall onto the ground. Like, it's astonishing how... weak? Would that be the word I'd go for? I don't know if weak is the correct word to use there. How frail they appear to be. Averaging 1.25 loss a league season. That's bonkers, Duck, to be honest. Even if it is a subpar league, that's still a bonker stat. Garnacho, don't be clever. I mean, I think this deserves to be 1-1. Oh my God, really? There's no way he's giving a card to Delict, is there? Is he giving a card to Delict? No, he doesn't seem to have. Okay. How did they in you? God, Granada, you poor bastards. Your goalkeeper's slightly injured. I wonder what are they... When it comes into jerseys, I haven't seen enough of them, but this Real Madrid jersey that's in this game here, the black and gold, is actually a nice little combination. I wonder what other colours would go nice with black. I think if you got a nice kind of light but dark undertoned pink, and put it with black, I'd say it would probably look gorgeous. Because whenever I've seen the Inter Miami tops, the pink, the really light pink ends up coming off quite well in it. But I think a kind of dark outline on a light front for pink would end up looking good in a black jersey. I know there's already a rumor going about on what United's jersey will end up being next year. And it'll be interesting to see whether or not that actually is the case. I, based on what I have seen of the jerseys for next year, like all of them, to be honest. I think they're all really nice. I do think the away one, well, the third kit, if it is the third kit, I don't like the trousers in it, but I like in theory what it is. So give me a second and I'll show you. Yeah, we'll pause that and we'll see if Morgan has scored in a minute. Because I'm an ass. Supposedly these are the United jerseys for next season. And I kind of like them, to be honest. I kind of like the way they end up looking. I do think that white jersey, I don't particularly like the color of the white jersey's trousers, but I think it is a gorgeous jersey, to be fair to it. And I both like and dislike the black stripes, but the yellow ignet in them is actually quite gorgeous as well. But we'll see if that's actually true. Wiggle, my friend, or Grub, or whichever one we end up calling you. How are you doing today? How is your Tuesday going? Is all treating you well? Have you gotten up to much mischief on this day? Am I being an ass and just prolonging how long Morgan is getting to take this shot to see whether or not we go 2-0 up? What's going to happen next time on Dragon Ball Crack? By the way, whenever I'm making my emotes, that's got to be one of them. I'll eventually end up purchasing them. I'm watching United be 1-0 down against Nottingham Forest and not at all deserve it. So I'm currently slightly, ever so slightly salty. If I'm brutally honest. But in general, it's been a good day. But I'm glad to hear that it was a better day for you. How have you been finding the WWE? Is it Raw that you're watching, or is it anything else of consequence that you are watching? Fucking words, crack. Oh, that touched the Nottingham Forest player. That should go out for a corner. Oh, the fucking old man getting the ball directly into his face. Anyway, let's see. Morgan, did you score? No, you didn't because you're useless. I've been watching Raw and I've just finished watching Elimination Chamber. Good show, to be fair to it, Elimination Chamber. It was an odd showcase where on those gimmick matches, the women's match was probably better than the men's. It's fucking rare that the Money in the Bank, or what the fuck was that, Marco? That the Money in the Bank or the Royal Rumble or the Elimination Chamber are better than the male equivalent. It's rare, in my opinion, that that's the case. What a useless bastard. I should have just sold you for the 60 million quid. What a useless fucker. Genuinely, what a useless fucker. Holy crap, Stefan. Fuck me, man. That'd be funny if it wasn't tragic. Like, Jesus. It's like the Foston Sabazai. God, Marco. Jeez Louise, man. You're a striker. How are you performing this bad? But how have you been finding the show? Did you enjoy Elimination Chamber? In the immortal words of Lewis Griffin, did it bring your fruit with joy? Did you blossom joy? Gomez to Bellingham, Bellingham to Gomez. I mean, it's good to see the youth like Gomez being able to hang with the big boys that they're on the pitch with. Zachary doing well for himself. I like Zachary. I like Gomez. They're young. Gomez was signed off of Real Sociedad for a piss cheap wage. Or not wage, piss cheap value. I think we only paid 20 million for him or something like that. What was it? 21 million. So, like, he's a good player. He needs more in him, 17 years of age, but should be one for the future. Hopefully, he'll actually develop his potential fairly quick. With a lot of Arsenal. Why is... Well, that's a mistake. Aaron's not meant to be playing in the league. So you're getting an extra game that you weren't meant to have, Aaron, so enjoy that one. Did you hear, too, that supposedly Pep was saying that Haaland is meant to be out until the end of the season and might return just in time for the World Cup, which would be mighty coincidental, to be honest. I still think the top four is going to remain the top four that we have in place now. I still think it's going to be Nottingham Forest, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Arsenal as the top four. I think City are going to end up missing it out and go into the Europa League next season. And I do think that if that is the case, that Pep might end up leaving this summer. But it'll also depend on what ends up happening with... it also ends up depending on what will end up happening with the court case, because he's definitely going to leave if that court case comes up as a failure. So, what for WrestleMania? What's the thing that has you the most excited for it? Because honestly, for me, it isn't even the matches; it's the production. I love the production WWE ends up doing for WrestleMania. I love the big ass sets, and I know they have no real reason to do it, but I do kind of wish for the pay-per-views they went back to having the unique sets. That's why I used to love the international pay-per-views, because for the international pay-per-views, you'd have the really small old-school sets where it would just be the window, the door, you know? And, you know, and at least it made it look different than Raw and SmackDown. Do you think it's going to be a draw for this game, Duck? Because I don't. I genuinely don't. I don't think we're scoring. Oh, this game? Oh no, Granada ain't fucking scoring at all, and we're just at the getting a penalty. I mean, we'll see closer to its goal. At the moment, I don't have any plans with any companions or compatriots to watch Mania with them. if one of my companions or compatriots turn around and state, let's watch it as a group, I'll probably end up having it with them. But at the moment, yes, I plan on streaming both shows. Now, obviously, I won't be putting them on Twitch, but I'll be here on Twitch watching the show, playing something else, and talking whilst the event is on. Same way as I did with Raw the other day, where we were just commenting on random shite. So at the moment, it's a yes, but it does depend on what my companions or compatriots are stating. I would say friends, but I don't have any friends. We were meant to... Why isn't... Crack, you stupid bastard. Yamal was meant to be one of the people that was on the fucking bench. Or Shugo. Why the fuck is Manuel one of the ones that's on the bench? Crack, you're a fucking idiot. Crack is a fool. He's a foolish fool. A foolish fool who foolishly walks around with foolish, foolish fools. By the way, if any of you get that reference, you get an internet cookie. We'll see, Skull. We'll see. You know, I might test that out a bit first. Emmanuel should have fucking scored that. If that was Yamal, he might have. I might test that out first on one of the Fridays and do a Friday night SmackDown with a couple of people in the Discord and and have them there talking while we end up doing that. So long as people are able to contain themselves and it comes across well. But I don't see why not. I don't know, Enter, to be honest. Now, to be fair, it was one hell of a fucking run by Anthony Elanga, which is why I asked the question, what the fuck did Nuno Espirito Santo do with Anthony Elanga, and why the fuck didn't John Murter or one of them dipshits put a buyback clause on the fucker? Especially considering we knew there was a spark of potential on him. Why there isn't a buyback clause in Anthony Elanga's contract is fucking asinine to me. Well, it's bigger. There's a bigger problem than why one of them couldn't tackle him. I agree with you on that. Why didn't one of them tackle him? But there's a bigger problem than that. Why the fuck was Anana so late jumping? That's the other question. Why the fuck did it take Onana so long to jump? He jumped for the ball after the ball left Elanga's foot. Like, I like Onana. I want to give Onana the benefit of the doubt, but jump before the fucking ball leaves the foot of the fucking player. Like... You useless bastard. You needed to be stretchered off of the fucking pitch. You needed to be replaced. And it's a tight calf. You useless fucker. You useless fucker. I mean, yeah. To be fair to all of them, and whoever can hear, to be fair to all of the people that were defending there, they tried. They tried.
Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
Delict was close to him. It just was the wrong way to end up doing it. It was just bad defending and the whole lot. You are an arse, Duck, by the way. We can whinge. We can whinge. We're allowed to whinge. We're United fans. At least we're playing good. And to be fair, we are playing good. This match is kind of a showcase of United's big problem at the moment, and their big problem over the last couple of years. Like, we're playing rather good in this game, weirdly enough. No, no, no. It's Skull. Worse than that. Far, far worse than that. Far, far worse than that. You're gonna need to give me a second. Oh, fucking Nora. Why are things so awkward? Crikey. I wish I could have done this faster, because now the joke isn't as fun. But screw it. I'm going to the bit. I'm going to the bit. It's more like, Skull, it's more like that he's not a fan of Southampton or Scumhampton. What he's a fan of is none other. And I apologize with advance. It's more like he's a fan of Tottenham Hotspurs. And now we'll get that shite off the screen. Dude, no, I mean, like, we were a minute into the game, but I think we weren't performing bad even in that minute, to be fair. Yeah, no, Stefan. Like, I like Stefan Morgan. Like, he was meant to be one of the best French players in the world. And I mean, he still has the potential to be phenomenally good. But, like, fuck me, he gets injured really, really quickly. Up, my friend. How is your Tuesday treating you? Are you watching the fantastic NXT this evening? Are you up to anything exciting in the same means? You're Manchester based, and yes, you're not one of the two. You're not either the club that actually matters or the club that doesn't have fans. I think it's on at the regular time. I love, too, how this is the week that American fans got fed up. This was the week that American fans turned around and said it's an absolute travesty that Raw is on early. I love how it's this fucking week that they gave up. They only had to do it for 3 weeks, and they couldn't end up doing it. They couldn't feel our pain. There's loads of American fans turning around saying they should never end up doing it again. But fuck it, it's sound. Let them. Let them whinge. Let them bitch. Let them cry. I salivate on their tears. I don't know where that came from. I don't know where that came from. Hold on a minute. Does that mean that... Oh, so you're in charge of... That means you're in charge of both the B team and the A team. Is that what that means, Duck? To be fair for Clash in the Castle, it's only a week. It's Raw and SmackDown. I think it's only a week. I want to get to both of those events. I want to go to SmackDown in the Tree Arena, and I want to go to Paris. I've never been to Paris, so that gives me an excuse to go over there as well. Also, I forgot to do something. Craic, you were a fool. You were meant to, before you go live, go over to these Discord channels and actually click send to the fucking notification that you are on. Twat. That's 2 hours late. Fucking it'll be grand. But yeah, no, it should be a bit of crack. It definitely should be. Thanks for that, by the way. Doc, you are a gentleman and a scholar. By the way, since it wasn't mentioned today, allow us to once again and do this for the mighty Duck, by the way. But that's about enough of that. I can only stroke your ego so much. Who'd it come on for? Agate? Ooh. That means Bruno's going deeper, and... That means Bruno's gone deeper, and... Xerxes gone back. I think that's the right thing to do. It says it was Manuel Agate. Maybe it was Casemiro, but it says it was Manuel Agate. Yeah, Casemiro's still in the pitch, yeah. It doesn't surprise me that it's Ugarte. Ugarte is just back from the injury. Shit. A halftime break has reinvigorated Nottingham Forest. You can see it in them. They've more spark. They've more fire. That's not good. You can see it in them. They're more. They've whatever Nuno has said to them has worked. Jesus. Jesus, I'm getting old. 10 years, seriously. That has to make him one of the longest serving managers in world football at the moment. The way managers are getting sacked. You know, I was about to say something. To be fair, my stream is 2 minutes. It's a minute, roughly a minute or 2 minutes behind the actual live variant. But Onana's after making an actually okay save there. I was gonna say United's worst enemy, the corner, and it still would have been because of the corner that goal went in. So. We'll see. I said it. I think it was wrong not to start him due to the fuck. What the fuck was that, Xerxes? Anyway, never mind. I thought it was a mistake not to sign it, not to play him today first, because he's in good form and you don't want to ruin his confidence. But of course, Onana's or Casemiro's have to get a fucking card too. He probably deserves that card too. Shit. Spencer FC did a good video where he was a ref for a game after doing a proper FA course. What did the video entail? Yeah, Forest are definitely back in this game. We controlled them for the entirety of the first half. You can see it now. Forest are back in this game. Forest actually look dangerous now. They actually look like they've a lick in their step. We had killed after the goal. They lost their spark, and we had controlled them for most of it. But like, how the fuck this guy scored 21 goals for me and top scorer? Probably because you have a better team around him, to be honest. Him reacting to the game he refereed. Okay, I might have a look at that later on, so. Nice little spin by Diego. My phone is probably going to come up and tell me when we score before we end up scoring. If we score. Which I don't suspect we're going to, but never mind that. Unfortunately, I think this is probably what the result is going to end up staying. It's either going to end up being 2-0 to Nottingham Forest or 1-0. I don't think we're going to score. Did Agate matter that much? Because they're all over us. Maybe he did matter that much. It didn't seem like he mattered that much in the game, but maybe he did because they're all over us at the moment. Matthias Cunha. I mean, it's not a bad shout. Just know that you have to do a lot of running in it, and it's not an easy thing to do. There's a lot going on at the same point in time in it. Might be me. I think Casemiro has bulked up in the last few weeks. I think he looks bigger, he looks fresher than he did before. Now, whether or not that makes him any good, who the fuck knows, but I actually think he looks healthier than he has in the last wee while. I think he's actually looking somewhat more like he could actually be a United player. Oh, God. And then he lets that through. Jesus. Give him an iota of praise, and then the fucker does that. Xavi. It's Xavi Alonso. Is that who it is? Skull, I honestly haven't a clue. Is it Robert? Maybe it's Robert Lewandowski. Ruben Amorim. Fair enough. Are they any good in your save? Tim Cruz. Ah, he's not in mine. Oh, Robert Lewandowski is. Ooh, he's not actually. Wow, he's not actually bad. To be fair to him, he's not actually bad. That face Casemiro put on as he turned around. Holy fuck. No, he looked like the girl out of the fucking Scream. Like, who do I think he will face, or who do I think he should face? I think he will face Carmelo Hayes. I think he should face Santo Escobar. But I also think if you're not putting him immediately with the brother, if you're not putting him immediately with Penta, you should make him a heel and make him form a faction. And since Santo Escobar isn't doing anything, and nor are Los Garza, I'd have Los Garza turn on Santos Escobar and make Rey Fenix their leader. Which I know is pigeonholing the poor bastard in a Mexican fucking faction, like every Mexican fucking team. But at the same point in time, it's probably what I would do. Ooh. How long is my contract? When's my contract up? Real Madrid. Crack. How do I see when my contract's up? My contract. Contract details. I'm on 140k. Win the Champions League at 400 with a 5%. Ah, Ericsson is on for Casemiro. Contract expires in 2 years' time. I'll start the negotiations with them anyway, and we'll see. By the way, how likely do you think they are to just turn around and say fuck off? Because to be honest, if it was me and I was them, I'd do it. Oh. That's actually not bad. It's actually probably worse than what they were offering me beforehand. But yeah, I think when it comes down to WWE at the moment, I think they have a couple of problems. the big one will be Andrade. But to be fair, if the rumor is true that himself and Charlotte have divorced, I'd say his time is numbered in WWE anyway. I don't know what has happened. Like, to be fair, obviously Nuno Espirito Santo has said something to them at halftime, because we were much, much, much better than this in the last half. And maybe it is that big of a difference, but we have lost all momentum since Manuel Ugarte came off of the pitch. So maybe that's the reason. It's a possibility, but I'm not. I agree with you. It's not at all a good performance by us. It's not at all a good performance. It's a very bad performance, especially from the second half. I thought we controlled the game in the first half, and I don't think they were deserving of the goal. It also doesn't help that we're just too slow in the center of the pitch. We'll see what Eriksen does. Eriksen's typically good when he's playing with Bruno and the midfield isn't too controlling against him. So we'll see if he makes a difference here. I don't foresee him making a difference. I also think a player that's been performing particularly iffy today, surprisingly so, is Garnacho. Garnacho has been horribly inconsistent. How is that not a free kick? I just haven't been a fan of this in general. If he's fit, like, he could be on. Like, I would argue why he's on the bench if he's not fit, as I'm sure you would as well. But to be perfectly fucking frank with this club, it's hard to bloody know. Like, I'd almost prefer Collier to come on. Like, I would have preferred Collier to come on than Eriksen. For the Casemiro change. I would have put on Sadio Kone or Collier instead of Eriksen, to be honest. They probably would have helped. If Mount is fit, then yeah, I'd bring him on for Garnacho right now. Yeah, but if his passing is at least good, that won't fucking matter. But, like, I think there's a big problem too, that it appears to be the case that Bruno is losing his head a bit, and that doesn't help anyone. Hoyland. Yeah. Garnacho doesn't seem it today. Unfortunately, I said it earlier on that I thought today would be a bad day for your FP. You poor fucker. Good thing that Eriksen is taking the corner, though. I think that's the right move. Oh, Saka's after scoring, so it's 2-0 to Arsenal, so that's good. So 9 points between Arsenal and Liverpool. Technically speaking, the bottle is still alive for Arsenal. It's possible that Arsenal could end up getting their first league title if Liverpool start to bottle, and it's within the time period. I still think they're due a bottling, so we'll see what ends up happening. Will Liverpool end up doing that? Certainly be more exciting watching that unfold in this fucking match, to be honest. What the? Why did he? I'm confused. What the fuck happened there? Why did Garnacho get a card? Why did Garnacho get a card? What did he do? I missed it. What happened there? Wasn't he told to kick the ball out? Ah, bollocks. Ah, shite. He's an idiot, so I haven't a fucking clue. Unfortunately, I think we're about as good as we're going to end up getting. I don't think we're getting any better than this. Trent debacle might help. Well, you say Trent debacle, it's fucking all three of them at this point. I mean, Salah's not helping things either. Like, I don't know how the fuck Liverpool have let this situation get as bad as it is. Like, you should have just come out and mentioned you're not signing them or you're fucking signing them. Like, I know you... Xerxes! Gee! That's... he's... Xerxes has been infuriating to me. Like, Garnacho has been playing bad, okay? And that's annoying. But Xerxes has been in the right place at the wrong time every time in this game. Every time. Like, it's kind of astonishing that you can be 30 seconds early and 30 seconds late every fucking time you are needed. It's honestly astonishing. Because he's been in the right place. He's just been early or late every fucking time that he's been needed. It's incredible. Yeah, I know. That's insane to think as well, to be fair. But it's looked like it too. Enter. Like, we dominated them in the first half. You can't say we didn't. We dominated them in the first half. It's just since Ugate's gone off, we've looked lethargic as well. But we were dominating them in the first half, like, you know. How are you doing, Amanda? It's a pleasure to have you back. We are into the advertisement period of time again, so we shall put them up. How is your Tuesday treating you? Anything exciting happening? We're doing a kind of simul thing here where I am both talking to the chat, playing the motherfucking game, and watching the motherfucking game. So, you know, I am stretching myself a tad. But we'll see how things end up going. I think this is how the result that it's ending with at the moment. I think it's ending 1-0. The fact Salah's confirmed he's leaving, but Liverpool fans are delusional and don't listen and still think... He didn't confirm that he was leaving. He just confirmed that it's unlikely he's going to sign because they don't want to give him what he wants. I don't blame Salah for asking for what he wants. Salah wants fucking 500,000 quid. Liverpool aren't willing to give it to them. Liverpool are idiots considering it'll cost them 5 times that within the year. It'll cost them that within the year to find a replacement for the fucker. But... you know, I'd give him the 500,000 quid and then do everything in my power to hire an agent to sell him to Saudi next year. He said he doesn't mind if this is his last season in January. He didn't say that it was his last season in January. He said he doesn't mind if it's his last season in January. There is a difference. Slight, but there is a difference. Anyway, advertisements are done. And let's continue on now. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't see either of the two of them signing. I see all three of them leaving. And, like, technically speaking, the Trent deal to Real Madrid isn't finished. Oh, fucking hell, Garnacho. The Trent deal isn't finished either, so it's hard to bloody know what's going to end up happening, you know? In this particular case here, for that tackling, the reason why I'm saying fuck's sake Garnacho is because he went down too easy. One of my big things with Garnacho, and I've always said this, is the man needs to bulk. You know, he needs to bulk. He needs to be stronger. He has so much potential, and he can end up doing better. I'm hard on Garnacho because I love Garnacho, and I think he should be better. I do think in this game he's been the opposite of Xerxes, where he's been in the wrong place. He's been in the right place at the wrong time. He can't bulk. The fucker's 19. He's fucking 19. He's not... His speed... Look, he's not Marcus Rashford. His speed isn't the only thing he fucking has. He's a weapon of a shot. He's good at his passing. He's good at his accuracy. His speed isn't the only thing that's in there. It's not... It hasn't benefited him this season. His speed. And it's not going to benefit him in this system. Maybe I'm wrong. I think he needs to change up the entirety of his game. But we'll see. No, chance they... Okay, let's look. Salah... No chance they'll let their captain, vice-captain, and best player... I legitimately think they'll let all of them go because all of them are looking for too big of wages. The rumour is Trent is looking for 375,000 quid and they offered him 250. Okay, fine. Liverpool fans agree he shouldn't be on 370,000 quid, but fair play, he's going to get it at Real Madrid. Rumour is that Salah wants 500,000 quid and they offered him 300,000 quid. Fair play, he wants 500,000 quid, you're not going to give it to him. And the rumour is that Virgil van Dijk wants 400,000 quid and they offered the fucker 175,000 quid. So, if you're not willing to offer the fuckers the money they want, they're going to leave. I think all three of them are going to leave because they're lowballing them with salary. And they mightn't be wrong. Because with Trent, they're probably wrong, even though I'm not a massive fan of Trent. I think for Salah and Dijk, they're old enough that maybe that's the case. But if you're going to let them walk out the door, sign the contract for a year and sell the fuckers. Would be what I would do. I don't know, Duck. I think Garnacho is a very good player. I genuinely do. I think the change in system has confused him because he's not a cam. He's not a cam. Is he a striker? Can he be a wing back? Well, he hasn't been in that position at all. So we'll see what ends up happening. We'll give him time and we'll see what ends up happening. He's young enough that anything can end up happening. But we'll see what ends up happening. I mean, that maybe they did offer him 325,000 quid, Amanda, but that's still 50,000 quid a week less than what he wanted. Oh, well, that's the thing with Trent, too. The Real Madrid are not going to purchase Trent. They're going to take him for free if they want to come. Like, that's what Real Madrid were going to do with Lenny Yoro. If we didn't come in and spend 60 million quid on him, Real Madrid are going to wait the year and sign him for free. And he would, if it was the free option, Real Madrid would have signed Lenny Yoro, simple as. And Real Madrid are very much like that. So that's the way about it. Oh, that's very naive. That's very naive. Football hasn't been about fucking loyalty in years. And it's never been about loyalty. Fucking a prime example of that is Jamie Carragher, who was an Everton fan and said he'd never end up going to Liverpool, and Liverpool offered him 4 times the fucking salary 20 fucking years ago when he went. Football has never been about anything but money. Sure, Roy Keane done it with fucking Leeds. When he ended up joining us, he was meant to join Leeds. Like, supposedly when he was young, he was a Leeds fan. Is that a penalty? No. You know, so it's never been about loyalty. We've done it a lot throughout our career at United, where we nicked players from their childhood clubs just because of the money. So, like, you can't be that naive. Amanda, you have to keep in mind that in terms of La Liga, the max salary a player can be on in La Liga is 250,000 quid a week. Okay? That's the max salary anyone can be on in La Liga. The problem with that is he's not going to be on 220k a week. He's going to be on 220k a week with probably close to fucking 700,000 quid worth of bonuses a week. Well, that's being much, but you know what I mean. Like 70,000 quid of bonuses a week. That'll bring him up to the 300,000. You know? I'm thinking Saudi there. Like, it's the bonuses that end up working in La Liga. The contracts, even in this game, that show off La Liga are fucking wrong. To everything I know about La Liga, anyway, there is a wage cap for most of the players. It's just you get your money from fucking bonuses, not from the actual wage itself. You know? Yeah, the sign-on fee and all that shit. They'll get monstrous amounts of money. I mean, he is a lad from Liverpool. I'm like, if Liverpool gave him the money, he'd stay with Liverpool. Mount's on, by the way. About fucking time. Let's see if he can make the difference. Although he badly needs a fucking haircut. That haircut makes his nose look like he's fucking Pinocchio. Jesus, Mount. We should start calling you Pinocchio from now on. Fuck me. That's a schnoz that looks like it's had cocaine for the last 6 months. Jeez Louise, man. Schnozberries of schnozberries with that schnoz. Fuck a duck in a handbasket. God, that's very mean. That's very mean to someone's facial structure, but like, that haircut does not suit that man at all. Like, a prime example is Jordan fucking Henderson. God almighty, hero himself, patron saint of football, Jordan motherfucking Henderson, who said that he's there for all of the little people. He's there for all of the causes that football can help with. And then goes over to Saudi Arabia and ends up being paid 3.2 million quid for one fucking year, where he decided that was enough money and fucked off to Saudi Arabia because he wanted to play in fucking England squad. There is no morality in football. None. No one gives a shit. If there was morality in football, Mbappe wouldn't have left fucking PSG. You know? There's plenty of fucking examples of this shit. There isn't morality in it. No one... You can't do it. You pay the fucker what they're worth or they'll fucking leave. And fair play to them for doing it. Oh, that was almost a goal. God, I hope Imagine if Mount's first touch was a fucking goal. Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah. Problem is Barca don't have a clue how to work the problem out. I don't know what to fucking think about Barcelona. I don't know. I think Barcelona, like... I believe in Hansi Flick, but I think Barcelona are... interesting. No. You get paid for the time that you're over there. You get paid for every week that you're over there. However, you get paid at a tax rate of 25% if you don't stay there for the 2 years. So he got paid. He just got paid significantly less than he would have if he stayed there for 2 years. So he did get paid. He just got paid significantly less than he could have. Like, significantly less. He still got paid a gargantuan wallop of money. Like, don't be fooled. He got paid a fucking massive sum of money. But he got paid significantly less than he should have. Oh, yeah. And, like, in terms of Oscar going to China and the whole lot, he built a lot of shit off of that and the whole lot. He actually made the area of China that he went to a lot better and the whole lot as well. Like, an awful lot of players have admitted that when they went to the MLS as well. I'm not going to argue with your skull, but I believe that when I end up seeing the actual receipt. I mean, we're never going to, but I genuinely don't believe that. I'm not going to argue with you, so I'm not going to say that he did or he didn't. I don't believe that for an instant. Maybe you're right, but I genuinely don't believe it. How did Euro get beat? I mean, I know he stopped him, but how did Euro get beat there? I was talking, by the way, now that you're here, Amanda, I'll mention it to you. I was talking to a friend of mine earlier on today, and we were talking about football teams in general, and the conversation of Chelsea ended up coming up. And I had mentioned, as I have multiple times on this stream here, that I think Chelsea are a goalkeeper and a striker away from winning the league. And the person turned around to me and he says, I semi-agree with you, but I have one caveat to add to the equation. And he stated to me, and tell me if you agree on this one, that Chelsea are a goalkeeper, a striker, and a captain away from winning the league. And he said that what he would do if he was the Chelsea management is go sign. Now, obviously, you can build a striker or a captain over multiple seasons, but you don't have that yet. So what he would do is he would go and he would sign the goalkeeper, sign the striker, and then give 20 million to Ajax and sign Jordan Henderson. And literally bring him back just to be the fucking captain. I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know whether to agree with it, whether it's wrong. I genuinely don't know how to feel about it. It confuses me. Be honest, all you. Hey, up. We've asked this question before. If you say something that I disagree with, and this is the way, this is always going to be the case for anything that's in this chat. Okay. You can mention anything you want in this chat, but I will call you upon it and ask you to expand if I don't understand it or I don't agree with it. So always be honest in this chat. I always want to know your opinion. I'll make you expand or give a different opinion about it if I don't understand it or I don't agree with it. So yeah. But why? Why is that the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard? Now, to be fair, it doesn't have to be Henderson. He just picked Henderson as a pluck out of the hat because he considers Henderson probably the best captain you could pluck at a reasonable price for Chelsea for the purposes that they need a captain. It doesn't have to be Henderson. He just said a captain, but he plucked Jordan Henderson because that's literally the reason he's being selected for England at the moment, you know? So that was the reason he picked Henderson. But what do you think? No, hey, fuck it. He just said 20 million as a fucking bargain price as well. Like, fuck it. If it was 5, who gives a shit? The price that you get him out of Ajax for, you know? Alanga coming off the pitch as well after a phenomenal performance. I'm happy for Anthony Alanga, but also he's a fucking bane in our existence. Prick. I genuinely don't. I think this is ending 1-0, unfortunately. I don't know what to do with Angelico. I don't know what to do with Angelico. He's a good player. We signed him for an okay price, but know what to do with him. Be time to sell him. Anyway, this is... Where are Levante? 13th. This is probably too weak of a squad. Like, yeah, let's play Vinicius instead of Kang Lee. Santos deserves it. Sabazlai there. Stefan Morg. Fuck it, we'll go with this. Fuck it, we'll go with this, we'll see. Anyway, Cucurella is not title-winning left-back. To be frank, I remember certain teams having a team captain and a squad captain, like an outfield one and a whole club one. Well, yes, an awful lot of clubs end up doing that. An awful lot of clubs end up doing that, to be fair. I don't know if that's good enough, but who knows. I don't know what Cucurella. Cucurella's an interesting one. Palmer, I don't agree. I think he's being singled out, and because they don't have a proper striker, that's the reason why he's being singled out so much. Neto and Madueke aren't title-winning winners. You're probably right on that. Henderson is a clown. That club has too many players with no experience of winning as a squad. I agree they need a striker, though, so your friend had the right. Well, I stated to him that it's a goalkeeper and a striker they need. I genuinely think that's all they need, and they have a winning squad. But at the same point in time, I don't know. So it's interesting. With Neto hasn't been given enough time to be able to prove it. Madueke, who the fuck knows? Nkunku, poor bastard, getting injured straight away. If Chelsea stay with the 4-2-3-1, they need a back striker, LB. That's the entire team, Amanda. They definitely don't need that. I genuinely think it's just goalkeeper and striker. I genuinely think the goalkeeper causes so many problems for that defense. I think that defense is better than people think it is. Oh, God. Hoyland, what the fuck are you at? Why weren't you paying attention, Hoyland? Fuck's sake. Well, that's infuriating. That was a really good pass by Bruno. That's what I mean. Yeah, because Palmer has so much pressure on him, no real striker to help him. I think that's what's causing the problem. I think Palmer will become more consistent when he has a striker. As for the rest of it, I don't know. You could be right about Cucurella. And when it comes to the right back, and left back, we'll see what ends up happening when they get Quenda in. Quenda could be the option to the problem. I'm not 100% sure he will be, but he could be. Other than that, like, I know Chelsea have 15 goalkeepers under their squad, which is insane, but they do still need a goalkeeper. You know? I absolutely hate that counter argument. I fucking despise that counter argument, because if you're going to use that counter argument, then Enzo Fernandez is good because he won the World Cup. Now, to be fair, that's probably the only reason the fucker got signed. But glass houses, Skull. Glass houses. Glass houses, Skull. 80 million on Lukaku, 80 million on Paul Pogba. Glass houses. That's all I'll say. Also, this is a game where we need Scott McTominay, because otherwise we ain't getting the fucking goal. Is that a penalty? No. I think it should have been, though. Yeah. Scott Carson, best goalkeeper ever on that knot. Okay. Enzo's a good player. I mean, he is a good player. I'm not going to argue that. He's not 110 million quid, and Moise Caicedo was not 116. Like, I understand that. But at the same point in time, we'll see what ends up happening. Enzo... the thing with Enzo is Enzo will probably end up getting the Conor Gallagher situation, where he'll become a very good player when he leaves. But we'll see. Like, we'll see what ends up happening. Like, as I said, I think the goalkeeper is the biggest problem they have. I genuinely do. I genuinely think the goalkeeper is the biggest problem they have. And if you don't have a good goalkeeper, it fucks everything. We have the example of that. Like, I like Onana. But also, Ymir, you have fucking outdone yourself in this season. But you can see with Onana, everything ends up feeling shaky when the goalkeeper isn't up to snuff. I mean this with all the respect in the world, Amanda. I mean this with all the respect in the world. But that's international football. It doesn't matter a goddamn fucking bit. It doesn't matter if they're the best team in the world. International football doesn't matter a goddamn fucking bit. And it's genuinely the reason why I hate that the main reason why he was signed to Chelsea is because he won the World Cup. It doesn't matter a goddamn fucking bit. At all. Garnacho. I swear I'm not picking on you. I swear I'm not doing it. But pass the fucking ball. I know we want to score and shooting is a good idea. But when you don't have a clear shot and there's two fucking players in front of you, pass the fucking ball. Dipshit. I know it seems like I'm picking on him, like it's specifically him, but like Jesus, man. Okay, Mount. That's unlucky because that should have went to. Did we miss the penalty? Did we take a penalty? Did we get a penalty? I didn't even look. No one there to check. I wasn't paying attention, so I don't know if we missed a penalty. I'll find out in a minute. I don't know. Does anyone know if a penalty happened in this game? I'll find out after the game when it comes up saying the penalty was missed. Is that who would have thought for me picking on Garnacho, or who would have thought for something else? Oh, Maguire playing for Forest. That's probably it. I mean, Maguire hasn't been bad since he came on, but then again, he hasn't done anything. Good run. Oh, that, yeah. Like, I'll give him all the praise in the world there. That was some run back to defend the ball and then counter it down to Bruno. Very well done. Like, I give him the praise when he deserves it, but like genuinely just it was a shit pass that led to that counter attack. But at the same point in time, you have to give it where it's there. Bruno. Oh. I think it's done and dusted for us, guys. I mean, I think we deserve a draw, but I think it's done and dusted. Yeah, he should blow the whistle now any minute. Yeah, all the Forest players are going bonkers that it's not being called off. Come on. Garnacho. Okay, in this case, shoot, Garnacho. Shoot. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh. Merlio, you fucking... Ah! That is cruel. Merlio, fucking... Everyone should come over and praise you for that one. What a fucking defensive save at the end of that, you lucky bastard. Harry Maguire should have scored the equaliser for us there. Forrest, you lucky, lucky bastards. Genuinely, you lucky, lucky bastards. Genuinely, you lucky, lucky bastards. Oh, Fulham ended up getting 2-1 against Arsenal. And, God, where's Benny? Wolves are after beating fucking West Ham. I mean, I don't think that's the right result. And honestly, as annoying as it is to have that loss on us there, I think that was a good performance. I do think in the second half there we fell down and lost an awful lot of our capability and hunger for a good 20 minutes there, but it's been much better than most of them. I mean, hey, fuck it. If he had scored that goal at the end there as he should have, he would have made up for himself. It's just really unlucky. Expand on what you mean by that, because I'm going to need you to. I'm not 100% what you mean by man of the match versus player of the match. Fair enough. And while the ads are on, I'm just going to quickly run. So I'll be right back in 1 minute just when they end up going on. So just bear with me. Cool, and the advertisements are finished as well, so Bob's your Uncle Happy out. Go on up, you can end up giving us your opinion there. Expand on what you think that is. Also, I need to send a message to my friend there. I know, lots of broadcasters are using player of the match instead of man of the match now. Haven't really seen anyone talk about it, but it irritates me a little. I mean, it's leftist terminology, which is just to turn everything from gender profiles into the actual thing. To me, it genuinely doesn't matter. I mean, it honestly doesn't matter so long as it is connotated for the same thing. I thought when you mentioned it there that it was going to be akin of the actual best player that was on the pitch, and then the player that, and then like the person who had the best influence of it. But I suppose if you go player of the match, you can use the same graphics for women's football and male football. So maybe it's them being cheap and wanting to use the same graphic. But in general, I don't give a shit. It's just fucking words. No, I understand it. It's just it's been man of the match for years, and there's no real reason to change it. But in general, like, it doesn't matter. There are other shit where that would matter. Like, one of the big ones there that would be a case of where I wouldn't be shocked if they changed the terminology is like if they changed the terminology of the captain. So that they're no longer the captain of a ship, because a captain, and by the way, do not be shocked if this ends up becoming a thing in a few years' time, if leftist ideology becomes a thing again, where they end up changing it from captain, because captain used to be the leader of the ship, and the leader of the ship is fucking ingrained in patriarchy. But at the same point in time, like, I genuinely don't give a shit. Like, player of the match versus man of the match doesn't really matter. So long as it's a fancy graphic and you give them the fucking trophy at the end of the game, who gives a shit? Well, yes, but I've been saying that for the last wee while, and to be honest, I think he might be. That's why I'm interested. Barca, fuck off. Anyway, that's why I'm interested to see what's going to happen in the Europa League versus Lyon. Is he going to play Onana, or is he going to play Belinder? Unfortunately, at this point, because he can't really give him a game that isn't a Premier League game in order to get back into the groove of things, I would probably play Onana. That's the only reason I do it. But if he is, he should rest more important players like Bruno. You are never, ever, 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 ever getting away with that. Ever. Bruno, and it's common knowledge that this ended up happening. Bruno threw a motherfucking hissy fit when Ten Hag tried to do that in the second season. Ten Hag tried to drop him for the Carabao Cup, and he blew a motherfucking hissy fit in the locker room. And everyone knows about it. You are not getting away with that with Bruno. Bruno wants to play every fucking minute he can, especially now that he's the captain. You're not getting away with that shit. Yes, Ten Hag done it to Ronaldo, so, you know, fucking favourites be favourites and, you know, all that shit. But it is a common fucking thing that Bruno blew a motherfucking casket when that ended up happening. Like, Bruno blows a fucking casket when he subbed off. Never mind fucking not played the goddamn game. And Bruno has stated before that he wants to play because it keeps him sharp. And that's the other thing about it. You're both right that we should end up saving them in order to keep them their stamina felled and the whole lot. But you need to keep them sharp. Which is why, although I think it ultimately might have been the thing that cost us the match today, I think it was right for him to sub off Manuel Agate at 45 minutes. Just to make sure he didn't get an injury. And I also think it was right for him to give Mount the 10 minutes if the 10 minutes was all Mount was able to do. I do think it was wrong for him not to play Toby Collier or Kone, considering both of them are available for the Champions League. I would have given them some time to end up doing it now. Sad thing, as I said, unfortunately enough, there's two problems with it, Skull. One, technically speaking, under the FA rules, it's illegal to play a quote-unquote weaker team than at the attempt to sabotage the league. So if you went too weak, the league would be on your ass. Now that's only if you go too weak. So if you make it blatantly obvious you're sacrificing the game, then it becomes a problem, you know? So we'll see. Genuinely, I don't know. I'm of the opinion, and by the way, you see how I fucking manage here. I'm always rotating the fuckers. But in general, I understand why you play all your guys, because you need to keep them playing in order to ensure that they're fit and they're all that and blah, blah, blue, blue, blue. But we'll see. I agree with rotation, but like I understand in United's case that they're not going to get away with it. Like this weekend now, for the match that we end up having, I would play Blinder. Honestly, even though everyone will end up questioning it, I would play Blinder just to see if he's capable to be there for the Europa League. I would be starting with Collier and bring on Ugarte later on if he's fit enough in order to get him fit enough for the game. I would do it, but I understand. But it's a fool's errand to even consider it because it's not going to happen. And what's worse is it's the rivals. It's the rivals. It's City. You can't go into a game with City and not be ready to win it, especially when it's Old Trafford. So he's going, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about this. He's going to play his strongest squad against City. He's going to play his strongest squad against City. I predict it now. I think the squad that will end up starting against City will be Onana, Harry Maguire, De Ligt, Mazraoui, Dalot, Patrick Dogu, Ugarte, Casemiro, Bruno, Garnacho, and Højlund. And the only difference I think might end up happening is they'll swap Garnacho with Xerxes. I think that's the only difference that might end up happening. No, I don't think Euro gets anywhere near it. Genuinely, I don't. I think he's going to go with Maguire for it. Do you think so? I don't. I think he's going to put Bruno up in the frontal region. I think he's figured out, even though it's a mixed bag, I think he's figured out that Bruno's better, more advanced as a 10 than he is behind as a 10. Or than he is as a 6. But we'll see. I mean, I think Bruno's good deeper, but I think he's too prone. How do I say that? How do I say this politically? I think he's too prone to letting the frustration of the match get to him. And when he lets the frustration of the match get to him, especially when he's deeper, he tries doing far more long passes. And as a result of which he becomes too fancy with the play that he tries to end up doing. And as a result of which I think he starts to break down. I think he starts good deeper. But I think as the game goes and he starts to get frustrated, I think then he ends up being impacted. I also think there's a problem of the fact that he's not defensively strong enough to be there with Emmanuel. If you get what I mean at all. Maybe you don't, maybe you do.
treat homeless people like they doesn't exist, while peeping juice had to pop them pills. And some would tell me why Pop Smoke got killed, why the good die young and the rich get richer. They make more money every time the sick get sicker. Why?
Well, would you believe, we were joked about it in the last game, that I said we mightn't end up getting to the Atletico Madrid game. And here we are at the Atletico Madrid game. So our first big challenge to see whether or not we actually are the contenders that we think we are. Because Atletico Madrid are the first big barrier to us. It is incredibly important we get by them. It is also insanely annoying. What an ass. What an ass. It would mean a lot more coming from someone I respected than Crack Attack. What an ass. I mean, genuinely, I can't. Skull, genuinely, I can't really rest that much. It is just typical that they have the two games right beside each other, though. They couldn't put a buffer in between them at all. Okay. Why are they swapping the two of them? Interesting. Shit, Vinny. I mean, thankfully, we're going to play Sabazlai there because Vinny is wrecked. And then we're going to put Gade there. And go Gweller there. Marco there. Enric there. And I think this is the squad we go with. Or am I better? Shit. Am I better putting Marco on the bench? You know, I'd know better if you told me. I think this is probably my last game, to be honest with you, Skull. But why do you think I should end up Warzone? Jesus, I haven't played that. I haven't played that game in years. Oh no, that's. I mean, I don't even own it, to be honest. It depends on how this game goes. If we win this game, I might finish with Barca. Also, I'm shit at Call of Duty. God, that is mostly negative reviews. Anyway, let's go into this to see how we end up doing. O'Connor, Hines, LaBelle, Seller, Camavinga, Warren, Sabozlai, Gale, Bellingham, Ard, Enric. In we go. Wish us luck. We might end up needing it. Into the fray we go, men. shit. Don't be at that, Duck. Put good vibes into the world. Good vibes into the world. We'll win this game. Oh, shit. What? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. Every day I ask the question what I'm doing. Sometimes I feel like quitting, but I fucking keep it moving. I'ma be a legend and I guarantee I prove it. I think I'm going insane. I hope that I don't lose my mind. I need a sign from God.
That's reset worthy, to be honest. Genuinely, that's reset worthy. Are you fucking kidding me? That's fucking bonkers. Fucking bonkers.
I cannot love, I cannot trust. Waste too much time by giving a fuck. Feel everything I do isn't enough. Clock has been ticking, but time isn't up. I fight with myself, gotta make right by myself. Tears in my eyes while I write by myself. Depressed for a while, put my life on the shelf. Wasn't fucking with nobody else. I was so stagnant, life was just passing. I was so jealous of people who laughing. Felt like my life was beginning to crash, and I found someone else that was equally damaged. I guess
Yep, it was coming. Fuck. Before I got paid from McDonald's for rapping. You can keep saying I'm trash. Guarantee that I'm an artist that's gonna be last. And sweater ain't shit you can tell me I already. So let's see.
That shit could happen.
Can we get anything out of this? I genuinely don't know, but we'll see. God, Bellingham is a yellow card too, so we're going to have to be careful about that. Oh, I will be. God damn it. So many times. 1 minute into the fucking match too. It's bonkers. Ah, of all the goals to let in. Like, genuinely, of all the goals to let in. Hey, at least Barcelona are losing as well. I mean, that won't last for long, but at least Barcelona are losing as well. Oh, no. We go with what happened. Oh, they have Ibrahim Konate. They got a Konate off of Liverpool. Interesting. No, we go with what we have and we see how we do. If we lose, we lose. If we win, we win. We just hope that Barcelona end up fucking up and see how things go. A draw would actually be a good result for us in this game as well. So Bosley. Bosley! Liverpool signing coming in good for us. What a fucking goal! The cheek of that goal. The cheek of that goal. I am actually tempted to go ultra defensive, but I want to see if we can potentially get another goal before we do. If we get another goal, I am changing the mentality to ultra defensive. It's on cautious. Oh shite. Samu's after getting injured, so that's good. Our main strikers after getting injured, so that's something for us. It's going to be tight to see how this ends up going. And Sabozley. So Enric will probably need to come off now. Euro to Wirtz. Wirtz is their most dangerous player, so we have to be careful of Wirtz. No. Okay. Shit. We're 60 minutes in. Like, a draw is not a bad result for us in this game. But Enric has been performing shit, so we do actually need to make some subs. So, we're going to put Marco on. So, Bosley is tired. But I think it's probably best to keep him on because he's having a good game. It's too risky to keep Bellingham on because he has the yellow card. So I think, even though he's not the best person for it, I think we go with that. I don't think it's the right thing to do, Skull. I genuinely don't. But do I have anyone that can play that position? But we'll try it. I don't think it's the right thing to do, but we'll try it. Oh, fuck off. What a shit goal to concede. Genuinely, what a shit goal to concede. It's on Hines too. Hines should have cleared that, but that's such a shit goal to concede. And Barcelona back in the fucking winning seat. Okay, there's only 5 minutes left. Fuck it, let's do or die. Let's do or die, go all out, fuck it. Oh shit, that should have been a goal! It's over. It's over, unfortunately. Yeah, it's over. It's over, it's over, it's over. Shit. Shit. Anyway, he's getting his 2 weeks fine. We'll appeal it. And we'll just no comment, no comment, no comment, no comment, no comment, no comment, and end the press conference. But that's us now. Next stream we'll start with Barcelona, and we'll hope to have a better display of ourselves from there. It's an annoying loss for us. One of the two actual dangerous teams against us, and to be fair, even with it, we done a fairly good job against them. But no, I actually have to finish up now. So I'll leave it at there, and I'll end up being on again with this soon enough. Sorry, Skull, I do actually have to finish up now. But I'll end up raiding into a different stream now and see how things end up going. So... you could be alright on that one. But I'll send you over... I'll send you over to the boss. He ended up giving us a raid not too long ago. So I'll send you over to the boss anyway. It was a pleasure to end up having you all. Thank you so much. I will be on again tomorrow. I'm not sure what I'll be playing yet. It could be more FM. It could be one of the other games we end up having. It depends on how I'm feeling. It could be a later stream tomorrow as well, because I do actually have to stay later at work. Which means I have to go into the gym later, and everything could end up coming in. There's a chance that it mightn't even end up happening tomorrow, so keep an eye on the Discord, and I'll let you know either way. But until then, thank you all so much. It was a pleasure to have you today. It's a shame United didn't win, and it's a shame we're leaving with a loss, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers and shit happens. So with all that being said, thank you so much. So remember, make sure your crack is 90, slán go fóill, and until next time, my friends.